Welcome back everybody to the channel. I thought it was about time that the next episode of The Thin Blue Line was due, because it was the 4th of September when I did Yuletide Spirit. That was probably the best episode up to that point. It was really funny, really good. So let's kick off series 2 with episode 1, Caught in the Act. Not C-A-U... No, C-O-U-R-T, in the act. Let's go. Why is it jumping ahead?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Even our greatest and most revered institutions are mixtures of good and bad. Those who have had to rummage through the remnants of the Christmas tin of Quality Street will vouch for the truth in that. Nothing is without fault.
No.
Even police officers are, as we shall see, like the lottery predictions of Mystic Meg, not completely infallible.
Oh! Opening credits change.
3 months, Boyle. 3 months we've had this vile drug pusher under surveillance. I hope you got a good shot of him this time.
There you go, sir.
Oh, yes, this is the swine. Look at him. A bit blurred, but I can tell. That is a classic disgrace to humanity. Shifty, ugly, inadequate.
Hang on, actually, that's you, sir. You walked in front of the camera just when I had the bloke.
Oh.
Here he is. I've got him.
Come on.
And this is it. Definite.
Are you sure?
Oh, definite.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
This is him. I can tell, you see. 6th sense I've got.
Have you, yeah?
Sometimes 7th.
7th? Oh.
Possibly even 8th.
Really? Wow.
We know it's him, Boyle.
He's very unique, isn't he, Mr. Grimm?
We've got any amount of circumstantial evidence, but we still haven't caught his red hands in an open and shut till.
Of course, evidence can be found, can't it?
Well, that's what we've been trying to do for months, Boyle.
That doesn't sound right.
Yes, sir, but when I say found, I mean found in inverted commas.
Oh. Found.
Found in inverted commas. Where's that then?
Now, what I wish to discuss today are the new uniforms and equipment which the Home Office is considering introducing.
Well, there was a time, sir, when the only weapon a copper needed was character and authority. I remember as a young constable, sir, I faced a man with a huge knife. And all I had to defend myself was character, and authority.
And how did that go?
Yes, well,
When I was a lad in Trinidad, sir, if you met a wild dog on the street, you never showed fear, you stared it out. So, I fixed that young thug with a gaze and I walked straight up to him. Give me the knife, lad, I said.
And he stabbed you.
did he?
Oh, yes, sir, he did. He stuck it in my shoulder. The
How
dogs
did
in
I know?
Trinidad used to bite me too, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, well, moving swiftly on.
I think we should have
Imagine my shock.
uniforms like LAPD have, sir. Really cool and hard, and just a little bit drop dead sexy.
It is not the function of a police officer to look sexy. If it were, Sue Lawley would be Chief Constable. It is the duty of a
Right,
policeman
would she?
to look,
Dull and boring.
well, exactly, Habib. If you were in distress, who would you rather attend? An honest-looking constable or a member of the Chippendales?
Well, it depends, sir. There's an especially bulgy one who wears leopard skin knickers.
Constable in leopard skin knickers? I never heard of such a thing.
Well, I used to go out with a DC who had a pair with a cartoon bull in them that said horny beast.
All
Frankly,
right.
should have been prosecuted under the Trades Descriptions Act.
Yes, all right, Habib, all right. Dearie me. Young girls today, you'd make your mothers blush. Now, headquarters have sent us an example of the proposed new uniform. and I've asked Goody to model it for us. So step forward, Constable Goody.
Oh, God.
Now, Constable Goody is wearing a pilot-style tunic in tough, serviceable fabric gathered at the waist. There is also a utility belt of attractive cowhide with cross-stitching picked out in beige. The undershirt is in soft white Draylon polyester brine nylon mix, which is both functional and stylish. Goody, what in 12 types of quick-drying cement are you doing?
I'm doing... What in 12 types of quick-drying cement are you doing?
Precisely what you told me to do, sir. I am being the model.
Oh, is that it?
You
Right.
are a police officer, not a model, and police officers do not mince. They stride. Now, come on. Jaw firm, shoulders back, the buttocks clenched, and stride. Come on, stride. Are you ill, boy? Are you ill? I said stride.
I'm trying to stride. If I clench my buttocks any harder, I'll suck up my white runs.
Pull yourself together, you foul youth. Now, come on. Step this way. 1, 2, strike. Come on. 1, 2, 1.
It's all over!
I'm sorry, sir. It's this sticky out bit on the back and keeps getting caught between my legs.
If you can tear yourself away from teaching
I have the same problem, you know, it's like a trudge.
your officers to walk in a straight line, Raymond, I'd like a word.
All right, Naomi, get back to your desk.
Naomi Campbell!
Raymond, we are bringing in Harry the Spike.
Harry the Spike? Gasper's most notorious drug dealer? You mean you finally have evidence for an arrest?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I say...
Don't you worry about the evidence, sir. CID will handle that.
You stop pushing. Let's go, go, go! Goody? You can't wear that uniform on duty.
Oh, God.
It's unofficial. It's got no identification numbers, no insignia.
Come on, Fowler! This is split-second stuff. A highly detailed, meticulously planned operation. I've done the brain work. All you lot are going to do is not...
He's done the brain work for this operation, so that means that it's just going to completely and utterly F the F up, isn't it?
the door down. Let's go, go, go!
Probably won't even be the right house.
You'll change it the moment we get back.
Yes, I will.
Mrs. Spike, we have a search warrant.
I'm not Mrs. Spike. They live next door.
What did I just say? What did I just say? Not even 30 seconds ago. Christ.
This is just getting boring. I mean, couldn't you give us some sort of a clue? Are we hot or cold?
How about behind the cooker, Kevin? I don't think anyone's looked there.
No, nothing, I'm afraid. Just a carrier bag full of white powder.
Left and 3 and 4 and smile to the right and 3 and 4 and come on, ladies, step and smile. Step and smile.
Shut your face, you smug cow.
Morning, morning. There's nothing like a brisk walk up to the newsagents before one's tea and toast. Well, I say newsagents, when of course I mean local pornographer. I'm surprised the man has any room for any newspapers or sweets amongst all the copies of massive memories and jumbo jugs which he feels the need to stock. It used to be a decent little corner shop which sold string. Any day now, I expect to find my chocolate frog replaced by caramel private parts.
What?
Or a strawberry-flavoured lesbian.
That actually sounds quite tasty.
Seem rather out of sorts, Cabbage.
I'm useless and bloated.
Oh, what nonsense. Why, you're in just the right shape.
It's kind of you to say so, Raymond.
Well, I'm just being practical. The public like to see a bit of fat on a desk sergeant. reassures them. Ah, notorious drug dealer caught by Gasforth police. Inspector Grimm, Constable Goody. Ha! Also present was Inspector Fowler. These journalists, they do like to make a meal of things, don't they? I'd far rather my name had been left out of it altogether. One serves for honour, not glory.
Well, in that case, the cat's poop tray needs relining.
Yes, on second thoughts, perhaps I'd better keep it, you know, just for reference.
Oh, really?
Put it in a drawer somewhere, I expect. Or perhaps in a frame. What a celebration we had afterwards.
Oh, you told me.
I got so merry I could hardly count the dots on my dominoes. Such excitement, and we've still got the court case to come. Oh, Patricia, aren't you happy? Aren't you thrilled?
No, Raymond. I'm sorry, but the way I feel this morning, I couldn't be happy and thrilled if I was nibbling Prozac from the crests of Tom Cruise's naked buttocks.
Wow.
Well, you don't look very happy today, sir. That third half of Mackerson you had last night taking its revenge.
Oh, no, I was most careful. I drank 8 pints of water before retiring. No, it's Sergeant Dawkins. She's in one of her grumpies again. Every 4 weeks, as regular as clockwork, she gets in this sour mood. I just can't work it out.
Well, sir, I think you should try to be a bit more understanding.
He just doesn't understand women at all. It's kind of ironic that this is a police show because the best team of detectives in the world, like the FBI or the CIA, couldn't figure out how the fuck did he ever manage to get a girlfriend in the first place. And not just that, keep one and have her live with him.
Because it sounds to me like it's a cycle.
Oh, I expect that could be it. I'll ask if she wants the saddle adjusting.
Actually, that might be a good idea.
The evidence you have presented to support your case is so contemptibly slight and circumstantial. One is forced to wonder whether it might be nothing more than a tissue of lies, a corrupt concoction. Well? Goody. You are supposed to fix me with a steady, manly stare. Not snivel like a Frenchman who's caught his baguette in his bicycle spokes.
I can't help it, sir. You're being so mean.
Look, this is an exercise. Do you know what an exercise is?
It's a sort of runny, jumpy sort of thing.
Not in this case. In this case, it is a practice, a rehearsal. We are pretending that this is a courtroom and that I am a defense counsel.
Perhaps if you had a wig, sir.
Yes, well, I haven't got a wig.
I could get the mop
I
from the
haven't got a
ladies'
wig.
loo. You could use the top of that. It's short and grey.
Mop.
Look, I'm not going to conduct officer briefings dressed in a household utility.
I'm sorry, sir. I just thought it might help Kevin get it.
I doubt Constable Goody would get it if it came in a large bag marked it. Oh, well, I suppose we can but try. Thank you, Habib. Now then, Goody, let me explain one more time.
Yes, I think you'd better.
I'm attempting to prepare you for the extreme and aggressive tactics used by defense counsels. I'm thinking
Right.
in particular of the man that you will face at the trial of Harry the Spike. Namely, Algernon Sourgravy, QC. The most feared fellow who ever wore a wig to work. Ancient, crusty, and reeking of port-fueled fury.
Here you are, sir. I've pulled all the grubby bits out. You look lovely in that. And I thought maybe we could use this plunger as a gavel.
It's all right, Habib. Nobody likes a clever clogs. We are trying to help Goody secure the most important conviction of his career. Now sit down. So, do you think this helps set the scene?
Oh, yes, sir, that's much better. Now, just remind me one more time. What are we doing?
We are pretending to be at the trial of Harry the Spike.
And who am I pretending to be?
Yourself, you idiot! You are pretending to be yourself!
How can I pretend to be myself? I am myself. If I pretend to be myself, who am I being whilst I'm pretending? I might disappear altogether and develop severe personality disorders. And then my mother would come down to this station and do her raving nana.
Raving Nana.
Goody! I want you, yourself,
I'm sorry, I just can't take him seriously while he's got that thing on his head. Look at it!
To pretend to be yourself, but in a different space and time.
Oh, I see. Like the X-Files, then.
Does he see? The X-Files?
In the end, do I turn out to be an alien twin who's infested my body for purposes of conquest and colonization?
Goody.
Because that can happen, you know. I mean, we can't be the only ones, can we?
I feel confident, Goody, that you at least are unique.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I once
yeah.
encountered a UFO, sir. What a frightening experience. I walked into our kitchen, and I can see my wife across the room. And between us was a hovering, hurtling, saucer-shaped object which flew past me and out of the kitchen.
She threw the sauce, right?
She get me with the cup, though.
Yes, meanwhile, back on Earth.
Meanwhile, back on
In the
Earth.
middle of a briefing.
Perhaps it'd be more convincing if we had a judge, sir.
Yes, well, we don't have a judge. A glance about the place reveals no slumbering octogenarian who claims never to have heard of the Beatles.
Well, I could be the judge, sir. If I use some of this paper from this shred, I could put it over me. And that might make me look like a big wig.
That's very good. Well done, Gladstone. You can be the judge.
Very good.
Yes, sir. Who says members of the ethnic minorities aren't finding their place in the upper echelons of the judiciary?
Yes, all right.
Yes, all
I could
right.
put the tea cosy on my head and be the prosecution
Oh my
brief.
god.
Yes, that looks good. Well done, everybody. Now the court really is in session. Now then, Goody, you must be prepared for me to accuse you of all sorts of terrible things. The barristers can be absolutely ruthless. Are you ready? I put it to you that you are a liar. I put it to you that you and your fellow officers have conspired to...
God, talk about kangaroo court. God's sake. He's got a brush on his head. He's put the shredded paper out of the shredding machine and she's got tea cozy on her head.
ruin an innocent man.
Objection, Your Honor.
What?
This is nothing more than personal abuse. On what possible evidence does my learned friend base it?
The learned friend.
Well, young man.
What? Look, I haven't got any evidence.
Objection sustained. Mr. Fowler will withdraw his remarks.
This is easy. You said this was going to be difficult. It isn't. This is a piece of piddle.
No, I
Piece of
withdraw
piddle.
my remarks.
Who is the judge here?
Look, I am your commanding officer, and I make the rules.
If you're going to be like that, there's no point in playing, is there?
Look, this is an exercise. This is a
Yes.
role-playing game.
Yeah, which only you're allowed to win.
All right. You be the defense counsel. Go on. You have a right go at Goody. Go on. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
don't want to play, sir. It's a futile exercise anyway. Judges always accept what the police say, evidence or not. My God, in the 70s, the coppers used to just phone it in from the pub.
Yes, all right, Habib. You're not on Have I Got News for You now, you know. Goodness, how I deplore this modern habit of running down our national institutions willy-nilly. If we are to dismiss things simply because they are not perfect, we shall soon find ourselves living in a world with very little in it, except Horlicks.
And Gloria Honeyford.
Well, quite. Now, can we continue
quite.
this exercise without objections from the prosecution? I'm going to continue haranguing Goody, and I don't want you to cry this time. Is that clear?
Well, I'll try not to, sir, but you were so mean.
Not half as
you
mean as
so
Algernon
mean.
sour gravy will be, I can assure you. Now stop sulking, Habib, and put your tea cozy back on. Now then, ready?
Your tea cozy back.
I put it to you that you are a liar. I put it to you that you and your fellow officers have conspired to ruin an innocent man. You're a disgrace to your uniform, a disgrace to your mother, a disgrace to your... Goody, will you stop crying?
Raymond, Harry the Spike's barrister is here to see you.
Here. The
He just
ogre is amongst
destroys
us.
men.
Right, no nerves, no fear. I will meet him with cold contempt and icy disdain.
It's not a him, it's a her. It's the mayoress. She's a QC, you know, as well as being a stuck-up tart.
She is the mayoress, Sergeant, and therefore deserving of your respect.
Why? Plenty of other dogs have chains around their necks.
Your worship, this is indeed an unhoped of and unlooked...
He's gone out there to meet the mayoress with that thing on his head.
for honour. Welcome. Thrice welcome. Thricely welcome, and welcome thrice. Oh, crap, those cleaners, they leave their things everywhere.
No, you're not getting away with it like
They didn't have
that.
a cupboard.
I'm afraid Mr. Sargravy had a heart attack over his mid-morning bottle of port. Turns out that Harry the Spike's got a pretty penny put away. Astonishingly, he can afford me. So I've taken the case. Funny, isn't it? All those years ago at school, you were so desperate to get stuck into my briefs. Now I'm the brief who's gonna get stuck into you.
So he knows her.
Do you ever worry that you're getting thicker?
What?
Well, you know, when you suddenly think, oh my God, I can't remember the name of Superman's girlfriend. I'm going to develop a terrible brain disease and have to wear an adult
Lois Lane. Right?
nappy.
That's not Batman, is it?
I think everyone worries about that sometimes.
Yes, you're right. It's just that I could have sworn I'd already looked behind that cooker before I found those drugs.
For the final time, Patricia, I do not fancy the mayoress.
Yes, you do. You were going to be all icy and disdainful, and suddenly you're dribbling and drooling and tripping up over your great big fat floppy wet tongue.
Sergeant, I will not be spoken to in this manner. We are both at work, and I am your superior officer. Besides which, I do not fancy her. I admire her, certainly. She has a fine mind and superb calf muscles. Does that inevitably mean that I fancy her?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it doesn't. But were I to do so, which I don't,
So you admit it.
I have just said which I don't. But if I did, which I don't,
Which I
and we
do.
are at work, and it is no business of yours.
Do you love me when you're at work?
Well, of course I do, Sergeant.
Well, if you love me, then you can fancy a barrister.
Well, I can fancy her.
So you do admit it.
No, I do not admit it. But if I did, which I don't, then you would not be
But if I did, which I do. If I did, which I do.
allowed to object to it until we got home.
Right. I'll wait. But I'll advise you not to take off your bicycle helmet tonight.
Constable, I mean.
He's in for
You
it.
know a bit about all that Muslim stuff, don't you?
I suppose so, sir. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was just wondering if it would do for me. I mean, I like spicy food. I'm not a big drinker.
It's a faith, sir. Not an evening out.
Exactly. Faith. Religion, I'm looking for one. Not for life, you understand, just for an hour or two.
You want to become a Muslim for an hour or two?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really mind what I become as long as they provide a sympathetic vicar and you don't have to pay. I've got something on my conscience, you see. I want to confess.
To go to a Catholic church, then.
Good blimey, the C of E will let you get away with anything. Adultery, coveting an ox. As long as you give them a can of sweet corn for Harvest Festival, they're happy. But then the Catholics are too strict. Once you're in the box with a priest, they want the lot. You've got to go right back to the state of your sheets in 1965.
But you told me what was on your mind, sir. Sometimes it helps to talk.
Well, that drugs bust we carried out, you see.
What are you doing?
Never mind all that, sir. Let's go and have a little drink, shall we? Hey, keep your courage up for tomorrow's case. Don't want to blow it, do we?
Why does he want to keep all that quiet?
Sir, I'm sorry to disturb you, but may I speak with you?
Something a bit dodgy about
Very,
him.
very important. Thing is, I think CID may have done something awful.
Oh, one scarcely needs to be Sherlock Holmes to draw that conclusion, Habib. Have they been dropping cigarette ends in the toilets again?
Worse, sir.
Is there anything worse?
Well, sir, Inspector Grimm's having a crisis of conscience, and Goody said something really strange to me about yesterday's raid.
Now then, Goody. Constable Habib informs me that you may have had a strange loss of memory.
Well, yes, I did, sir. But it's all right, I remember it now.
Do you, Goody?
Yes, I do, sir.
Do you?
It was Lois Lane.
Talking about Superman's girlfriend, Kevin.
Oh.
We're talking about how you said there were no drugs behind the cooker the first time you looked.
Oh, yes. But it's all right now. I'm very, very clear on that.
Are you, Goody?
Yes, I am, sir. Because Gary Boyle from CID told me that the drugs definitely were there, and that no matter what the defense barrister says, I'm to say that they were there.
Yes, Goody. But supposing I put it to you that they weren't there.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Do
yes,
you?
now I understand. Good.
Do you?
You're being the barrister again, aren't you? Sorry, sir, didn't recognize you without your mop. You can stuff this up your wig, mate! The drugs were definitely there, and I'm not gonna cry either!
Do you think there really is a hell, Boyle?
Sir, the bloke is an evil swine. We had to get him one way or another.
You're right, Boyle, I know that.
So, Derek, I think that despite the best efforts of the mayoress, we'll get a conviction tomorrow. Thanks to your brilliant work.
Well, thank you, Raymond. Although your man found the drugs.
No. Praise where praise is due. It was very much your operation. Harry the Spike was a violent and brutal drug dealer. The public had to be protected. You were quite right to plant those drugs.
So you know, do you? Yeah, well, you're right, we had to get him. I didn't like doing it, but it was the only way to see justice done.
In that case, Inspector Grimm, you are under arrest.
I'll deny everything, you got no evidence. Did you hear anything, Boyle?
Pardon?
Smile to the right and 3 and 4. Step and smile.
Yeah, you see, what you've done here is you've only pressed the record button. Now, for some reason with these things, you've got to press record and play simultaneously. Never been able to understand why. Come on, sir, let's have a nice little drink to celebrate the impending banging up of a very tasty pull on PC Goody's evidence.
You'll never get me.
There's corruption in the force. Never a good sign.
The mayoress wants to see you.
Oh, God.
I don't like to lose, Raymond. But your evidence has got me beaten. He claims you planted it, of course. But the courts will believe the police. I want a plea bargain.
I can't give you that, Mayoress.
Give it to me, Raymond. I want it. I'm desperate for it. You must give it to me now.
Mayoress, I'm going to do something deeply immoral. But when I'm finished, I think you'll be more than satisfied.
You're being so mean!
That's justice, Constable. What were you wearing when you arrested Mr. Spike, Goody?
The new uniform. A pilot-style tunic made from tough, serviceable fabric, gathered at the waist. There is also a utility belt, fashioned from the rarest cowhide.
An unofficial uniform. A uniform without insignia or identification numbers. In short, Constable Goody, you made an arrest wearing an entirely illegal uniform.
Oh,
This case...
does that void it? Oh no. I knew there'd be a loophole.
Says null and void.
So mean!
You tipped her off about Goody's uniform, didn't you?
Yes, I did, Grimm, because I could think of no other way of losing the case. And I will retire to my allotment before I knowingly become a party to police corruption.
You and your flipping principles. The bloke's an animal. He should be put away for the safety of the public.
The public can be in no greater danger than when the police consider themselves above the law. Better a criminal goes free than the police become criminals themselves.
A violent, disgusting drug pusher walked free because of your goody, lardy-dardy, namby, hoity-wishy, pamby, toity-washy, dardy-lardy, know-it-all, public school stiff upper lip, stiff upper housemaster, prim and proper, rule Britannia.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, Raymond. There is nothing lower than a bent copper. It was just that I wanted that pull so badly. I'm glad you stopped it, Raymond. It weighed on me. I've been waking up in cold sweats. I've had to tell Tina my piles are back. Poor old girl, it's been very bleak for both of us.
Oh.
You won't tell anybody about it, will you?
Raymond, how did the mayoress know about Goody's uniform? You tipped her off, didn't you? You blew the case because you fancy her!
Patricia, you will withdraw that appalling, unfair, and unworthy accusation.
Well, tell me why you did it then!
I had my reasons for doing what I did,
Oh,
Patricia.
you had your reasons.
They are not what you think,
Right.
and there's an end to it.
Okay.
And smile to the left and 3 and 4, and smile to the right and 3 and 4, and come on, ladies, step and smile. Give it to me, Raymond. I want it. I'm desperate for it. You must.
Oh no. Of course, that was recorded. No evidence of the crime at hand, but definitely evidence of this little escapade.
Give it to me now.
Harris, I'm going to do something deeply immoral. But when I'm finished, I think you'll be more than satisfied.
Oh!
Good evening, darling. Is there anything wrong?
Take off your bicycle helmet, Raymond.
Just gonna twat him around the head. Oh! Oh, God. And that's the end. Well, well, that was good, wasn't it? So, there we are. That's the beginning of Series 2. We had corruption, a corruption story. That's quite a new thing. Haven't really had that before. It's mainly been about how incompetent this force is. But this was straight up corruption. Yeah, it was good though. I enjoyed it. Good episode. I see that there's no major changes either in the cast. It's still the same. So I like that. Yeah. Sometimes you need a couple of changes like that. In case of somebody who, you know, the people watching don't quite take to, don't like. But there isn't really any of that in this. There's people that I'm not crazy about, but there isn't anybody in the cast that I hate, really. I mean, I suppose Grim is a bit of an arse, but he's still funny. They're all funny. Yeah, but Goody, I think I have to say I like him the best. He's the funniest. It's just James Dreyfus, isn't it? He's just the Tom Farrell effect. It's like watching Tom Farrell get a job in the police. That's what it's like. You know? It's just like that. Yeah, I can't dislike him at all. So, that'll bring us to the end of this one, which kicks off Series 2 of the Thin Blue Line. And, God, it's the end. Yep, that's the end of another week, blimey. Doesn't seem like, I don't know how long ago, I was sat here talking to you last Sunday evening, telling you about what I were planning to do for the week ahead, and now it's the end of that week. There's literally 2.5 hours left until the next week. It's crazy. I've never known time go so fast in my life. But yeah, seeing as it is the end of the week and there's a new one just around the corner, that means new plans. So I think this coming week, what I would say you can expect is, let me think. Well, not going out, a new episode of that, most likely. Keeping up appearances. There's a change coming with Keeping Up Appearances as well. Big change. It's going to be moving. It's going to be moving on the Patreon to the Rumble channel. But don't worry, it will be replaced with something else. Maybe a brand new show, most likely. Yeah, that sounds about right. And also coming up this week, this coming week, there will probably be something that a lot of people have been waiting for quite a while. As well as I think I want to get that documentary done this week. Next week. It's still this week, so next week. This week, the Father Ted documentary. Yeah. And the Young Ones documentary as well. Definitely want to get that done. So, yeah, I think you can expect both of those to come this next week. Maybe. It depends what else needs to be done. And maybe a new movie. Because I need to do Hot Fuzz, Rush, Grown Ups 2. Still need to do that. And, oh no, sorry. No, can't tell you about that. That's a surprise. Nobody's going to know that's coming. You're just going to see it turn up one day on Patreon and you're going to be like, ah, I wanted this all along. I'm not telling you about that. No. Just, when you see it, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I wanted that. Anyway. What else? Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll just see, won't we? But it'll be business as usual. Yeah. A lot of the usual stuff with some new stuff. Yeah. I'm thinking of picking out a week over the next month or so where I concentrate on finishing all the shows that are nearly done, and then picking another week after that that's dedicated entirely to starting new stuff. With a bit of usual stuff thrown in. So, I don't know if I'm going to do that this coming week, but I'm definitely considering doing it soon. So, maybe expect that to happen, but it's not guaranteed that it'll happen. Anyway, that's it. So, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're watching on YouTube, then please like and subscribe, and come and join the Patreon to get early access to these episodes and every other show that you watch on YouTube with text and what have you on the screen. That means that it's on Patreon as an early access series, because it's copyright protected. And you'll get it earlier, and you'll get it without the on-screen text and background music, and you'll get access to all the exclusive stuff as well. And also the second series of an exclusive Patreon series will be coming up soon as well. The Super Shorts series, the short film reaction series. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a second series of that rather soon. So you can look forward to that if you're a member of the Patreon. The first series of that, it was heavily focused on short films where the characters were mostly children. So the first one, the one Pommel, that was about two gymnasts trying to fight for attention. Then there was one about a kid in World War II who ends up seeing a German Luftwaffe pilot crash on the beach, and he goes to find him and nearly gets into trouble. Then there's one about a bunch of kids who are, on like a summer camp, and they go through a forest, and one of them gets bit by a snake, and they conclude that the only way to save his life is by cutting his leg off, and the story runs from there. And then there was one about an Irish kid who lives in a special home with his mother, a home for single mothers in Ireland, like the 1930s or 20s. Yeah, very kid-centric, the first series was. But they were all fantastic short films. I loved every single one of them. They were so well put together and so well made. So the second series, I don't know if I'm going to go with a theme for that one, but I might do. Anyway, if you join the Patreon, make sure you go to the collections tab, check out the super short series. Because there's 6, I think there's 6 short film reactions, and they're all fantastic short films. They're all brilliant. And if you're a Patreon member already, go and watch them. You've got them. Go watch the short film series. There's some brilliant short films there, and there's some of my best reactions as well that deserve a lot more attention. So go and have a look at those. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Good night.